Welcome back. Sorry it's been a little while. I was out of town, got things going on, but I'm back, and today we are going to try out this little at-home gel nail kit. Full disclosure, I did already try this kit with my mom while I was out of town. It sort of worked. The way that it worked, the nails dried down, but I was able to peel them off in sheets. And I think the reason for that is that I needed to file the tops of my nails a little bit so that they're not so smooth. So, while I have tried this nail kit before, I have not successfully used it yet, although I do have reason to suspect that it does work, because it worked fine on my mom. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So, this is the polish itself. The box doesn't give a whole lot of information about what's actually in this kit, so we're just gonna find out. Okay. I like the color scheme of the box. It's very pretty. Okay, this, I believe, is the UV lamp, which we're gonna need to set the nails, because apparently if you don't have the UV lamp and you try to use gel polish, it just won't dry down. Oh, okay, so here we go. We have cuticle oil. And this kit here, which I think has a couple of nail art tools. At least it has one. I don't know what this does. I assume it's cuticle related. This, I think, is one of those nail daughters. The end of it is sort of round and you can kind of... This is just a buffer. I think this is also cuticle related. So we've got a couple of things so I can buff my nails up, get them ready. And here is the UV light. Let's make some room. Oh, I also, very importantly, have some hand sanitizer, because the first time we did this, we could not figure out why, even though we were curing and curing and curing with this for like 10 minutes, we could not get the nail polish to dry. And finally, it occurred to us, even after Googling. I will say, Google and YouTube really let us down in this particular instance, because nobody was mentioning that you need to wipe with alcohol after you cure, otherwise it won't actually solidify. It'll just stay like liquid and tacky. So if you decide to do this on your own, you've never done gel nails at home before, and you're like me and you're not very like good with nail stuff, you need hand sanitizer. Okay. Let's see. I'm actually going to see if I can get this camera facing down. Now I got the two different camera angles set up. Oh, it's so exciting. I've never filmed like this before. Also, I'm sorry, I have not mastered where I'm supposed to look in order to look like I'm not staring off slightly into the distance. So bear with me. I'm doing my best here. My best is mediocre, if we're being generous. Okay, where does this plug in? Where does this plug in? Oh, on the side. You've got that. Let's get it plugged in. Please don't fall off the desk. Please don't fall off the desk. I have painted my nails a number of times over the years. I used to paint my nails pretty often, actually. But it's not very practical for me, because I do have just the one hand. I use my hand to do everything, right? I use it to do everything. And because of that, it takes a lot of wear and tear. So if I put regular nail polish, even like the good stuff on here, if I go get a manicure professionally done, my hand is just absolutely destroyed after a day. I'm not even exaggerating, like a day. So the prospect of having something like gel nails, I'm just like tearing up my nail here. Okay, so let's try this one and see if this is a little bit less harsh. Yeah, that seems a little better. Doesn't have to be anything too wild, I don't think. I think it just needs to be like a little bit buffed up. Now, I'm gonna try to do things in frame here, but when I paint my nails and like do things like this, I tend to hold things to my body, because that's just how I do it. It's easier that way for me. I have a lot more control. So my nails are, I think, about as buffed as they're gonna get. It's fine. So now we've got these fun colors to choose from. Let's see what's in here. Jeez. Okay, beautiful. So we have these nifty colors here. Are there names? So this is like the fall color collection, I think, or something like that. It's like autumn themed, right? So we have some different shades of brown and orange and red. Nothing super vibrant. It's all pretty muted colors, which is totally fine. Let's see if anything's calling our name. So we have the base coat as well as the top coat in here. We will start with our base coat and just get that going. Oh, ow. There's been an injury. So I think the key with this is to have like the smallest, like the thinnest coats possible, because we want it to dry completely. Okay, it's nice and shiny. Let's do these last two nails. Beautiful. Okay, so we've got our base coat on. Now, step 2, we have to cure it for, I think like 2 minutes is what you're supposed to do. Oh, and I forget, it's always like, it burns, like you can feel it. Oh, it's weird. Feels like my hand is baking. It's like in the oven. All right, we'll let this go. I've been playing a lot of Dreamlight Valley, which is that new Disney game that's sort of like along the lines of Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, which are games that I love. I play Stardew Valley still regularly, and the whole reason why I have a Nintendo Switch is to play Animal Crossing, so right up my alley. Although I'm not necessarily the biggest Disney fan, I wouldn't consider myself really to be like into Disney, but I will play any game that reminds me of Animal Crossing. So I have been playing a lot of that the last few days. It just came out the other day, so I don't know when exactly I'm posting this video, but if you're watching this and you also play Disney Dreamlight Valley, comment down below. Okay, keeping an eye on the time, give it another 10 seconds here. Now, got my paper towel here. Okay, so let's let this dry and see if the polish is dry. It feels like it is. It feels pretty dry to me. They're like shiny, but not wet or tacky. So that's perfect. Okie dokie. Now we gotta choose which color we want as our base color. We have actually some really cute options. There's like some darker browns, which are really pretty. This one's like a coffee bean color. Super into that. Maybe we will try that as our base color. Well, hang on now. Maybe we want to do a lighter color as our base color and use some of the deeper ones as like accents, because I think we want to get into a little bit of nail art. Nothing too wild, but a little bit of something. I think I do want to do this like coffee bean-ish color. I wish there were a better way for me to like show you me painting my nails, but oh, it's almost like purple. It's a really interesting color. I am very curious to see how this looks after a second coat. It's almost more of like a deep like wine red rather than like an espresso bean like I thought. But maybe after a second coat it'll look more brown. Keeping my coats very like thin and light. It seems to do best when you have thinner coats, but I don't actually know at all what I'm talking about, so definitely do not listen to me. I've painted my nails plenty of times over the years, but I have not dabbled too much in nail art. A couple of years ago, right at the beginning of the pandemic, I did invest in one of those like nail stamp art kits, and I did have a lot of fun with that actually, but I remember the stamps being really hard to use. You had to have the exact right amount of polish on there. You had to be really fast because it would dry super fast, like milliseconds fast. It was definitely not easy by any means, but I did have a couple of successful nail runs with that. I also have dabbled and have very much enjoyed over the years those cheap press-on nails, the ones you get at like the drugstore or at like Target, but with like a proper nail glue, not like sometimes you'll buy those and they'll have the little adhesive sticker things on them. Those don't work for me at all. They pop off immediately, much like regular nail polish immediately chips off of my nails. But the glue helps those things last a good long while for me. I can normally get nails to last about a week if I glue them down properly, which is pretty good for me. Okay, we have our first coat here. Oh no, I wiped some off. Ah! I forget that this stuff doesn't dry down at all. All right, coat one, a little on the messy side. It'll be fine. Under the light we go. So I'm gonna let this go for about 2 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. So if all goes well with this coat, we will wipe again with the hand sanitizer, and then we will do a second coat. I, for some inexplicable reason, have the Hungry Hungry Hippos jingle from the commercial stuck in my head. Have not seen, thought about, heard about, engaged with in any way the Hungry Hungry Hippos game franchise since I was a child. So thank you, ADHD. I have moved my camera over here because I'm going to try to get a closer shot of me actually painting my nails. We'll see if it works. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some wiping here with the alcohol. It does seem to take off a little bit of the polish. Okay, here's our first coat. It's not super opaque or even, but you know what? It'll be fine after the second coat. Okay. Now, I'm going to attempt to get you a closer shot here of me painting my nails. Something that for me is very like mundane and normal, like just painting my nails, I realize might not be so boring to other people. Oh yeah, that second coat is making a world of difference already. So now with the second coat, this is turning out to be a little bit more of a coffee bean color, but there's definitely still some strong like red undertones, which is really pretty. I probably should have considered wearing something other than a white skirt when I was getting ready to film this video, but oh well. Okay, now it's time to cure. I probably shouldn't be just like staring into this UV light. It's very mesmerizing to look at. I don't know if it's good or bad for your eyes, but either way, probably should be paying better attention to that. All right, let's wipe and see how we're doing. Here's how we're looking after that second coat. It's not bad. Does it feel dried down? Kind of. Let's give it another 30 seconds under the light. It doesn't feel totally dried down. Okay, that feels a little bit better. We're not gonna do a third coat. I'm feeling chaotic today. Let's go straight in with some nail art. Well, anyway, this is how it's looking after that second coat has now cured. So, let's see if we can work in a little bit of nail art. Nothing too exciting, nothing too over the top, because I don't know if I can pull it off, but we have this little daughter. So I think we can probably get away with a little bit of pizzazz here. So color options. Let's see. I feel like one of these orangey colors would be really pretty. What about this one? Oh yeah, it's like a pretty bright orange, honestly. Let's give that a try. I'm not really sure how to use these things. I think probably dipping into something would be ideal, but it's not like really an option, so we're just gonna go for it here and hope for the best. I'm gonna do some polka dots. Okay, here's how the polka dots are looking. I mean, pretty cute. I bet if you had like a nice bright pink color and a nice vibrant green and a black polish, you could make an adorable watermelon. Okay, okay. It's looking a little bit diseased, just a little bit, but that's okay. It's not a great color combo. I'll be the first to come out and say that. The color combo coupled with the pattern that I'm doing, the polka dots, not loving it, and I'm sorry to my trypophobia friends. You're probably gonna hate this. The good news is we have not yet cured these nails, which means we can wipe it right off. And I think I might do that because it is not looking cute. Wow, that's amazing. It just comes right off. Dang, that's cool. Let's try another shade of brown, and let's see if we can just do a little bit more of a subtle design. This is pretty. Sort of like a purpley gray almost. I'm gonna try to do like maybe a line. We're just gonna try something. I don't really know what we're going for here, but maybe nail art isn't my strong suit. I think it would be really fun to get some of those stampers and try that with this because it wouldn't dry down so quickly, and I bet you could probably stamp a design pretty well. And you could also wipe off a failed design much more easily than the nail stamping polish. Is that a thing? Do you do nail stamping? Does anyone do nail stamping with gel polish? So I really do feel like it would work a lot better than using a regular polish for those reasons. I think we're gonna go ahead and put on a top coat and call it good for now. And I think what I want to do is try to get a couple of those nail stampers, I guess, and see if we can't do some real nail art. Because this is not my strong suit. Freehanding with one of those daughters, not something I'm good at. We found that out today. I mean, I can make polka dots, sure, but with this particular color combo, it's a no from me. It is a hard no from me. Okay, top coat is on. Let's bake it. Oh no. Some things fell. It's fine. I am way too impatient for things like this where I have to just sit here and wait. And my only hand is in here, so it's not like I can do anything else. Not really. I'm trapped. Okay. Letting it dry, letting it dry, letting it dry. Yes. Beautiful. Artistry. Mastery of the craft. I will start taking appointments this week. Thank you very much. Alright, folks. Well, that was quite an adventure, wasn't it? It went okay. I will update you all on how well it lasts. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me on this little journey today. This was a lot of fun. I am glad just in general to have a nail kit like this because, like I said, it can be really hard for me to find a polish that works well, that actually like stays on my nails for more than a few hours. I will see about getting maybe some of those nail stamps or some other type of stencil or stamp or something so that we can do some nail art in a future video. Let me know if you would like to see that. Let me know what else you would like to see me try. I'm sort of doing this little series now of me trying different things that I've never really done before. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you've stayed and hung out this long with me, definitely do that. We're besties now and you have to hang out with me. I will see you all again very, very soon.